Hi, how many of you love apple pie? My entire family loves apple pie. So I'm going to do something that's just as delicious and a little bit easier. Instead of having to deal with pie dough crust, I'm making an apple crisp. So I've started with 4 pounds of apples. I used the Tart Granny Smith. I think they're the best probably for cooking, and they're the most easily available in Houston. So I have peeled them, if you can see this, and you can core them. I like to just cut them in half again. It's easier for me then to just take out my knife, wherever my knife may be. Okay, so then I'm just going to take out the core like this. Again, if you've got that little gadget, go ahead and use the core, whatever you want to do. And it doesn't have to be a perfect peel. I think I've said before I like to leave some of the peel on. I'd probably leave more on if it were just for me. And then I'm going to make about 1/4 to 3/8 inch slices. Then I cut those in half. So it's kind of a chunky apple crisp. So just take me a second to do these. Watch your fingers, obviously. Keep your fingers out of the way. It makes it easier to cook if they're kind of uniform slices. They cook more evenly. Okay, so that's done. Now it calls for lemon rind and orange rind. So I'm going to get my orange ready and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That was quick. Okay, so for the rind, I have this grater, this rind zester, whatever you want to call it. And you want to just go along like this on your fruit and not get too much into the white part, just the rind, just the orange part. It's real easy. You do it on a parchment paper and it's easy to pick up. So I need 1 tablespoon of orange zest, sprinkle it around the apples, and 1 tablespoon of the lemon. And now I need lemon juice and orange juice. I'm going to squeeze mine into a bowl here, if you can see. Always manage to make a mess doing this. There it goes. It's a geyser. Okay, that's the lemon. Need about 2 tablespoons of that. Should be just about right. This is to give some extra flavor, and it also keeps the apples from turning brown. So now this is not going to fit into my zester, my little squeezer, so I'm just going to have to squeeze this by hand. Hopefully you have some hand strength. Actually, this orange is very cooperative. I think I'm going to get what I need out of just one side. Yep, 2 tablespoons of orange juice. Okay. Now I also need 1/2 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm just going to mix that up real quick, and that goes over the apples. It's simple. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to get a little messy here. That's okay. You can be neater about it if you want. So I sprinkle this all over the apples. I'm just going to mix them up with my hands. Obviously, make sure your hands are clean. I almost need a bigger bowl, don't I? Don't want to lose any of these, so I'm going to try and turn them carefully. There's a couple stuck together, just pull them apart. Pretty easy so far, right? Hardest part is peeling and coring the apples. Okay, it calls for a 9 by 14 pan. Mine's a little bit smaller than that because I like to use my pretty white pan over here. And I have buttered it. I think I've got that mixed up pretty well. So I'm going to bring my pan over here. And I'm going to pour my apples in there. Obviously, buttering the pan helps to keep it from sticking, and it also adds a little extra flavor. A couple of apples trying to jump ship here. They'll cook down a little bit, so I wouldn't worry about it too much, but I'm just trying to even them out. And because I don't have a large kitchen, what I'm going to do is put you on hold while I go and get the topping, which is also very easy. So give me just a minute. Okay, I'm back. We're going to make the topping now. I have 1½ cups flour and 3/4 cup granulated sugar in here. I'm also going to add 3/4 cup brown sugar to my mixing bowl and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And 1 cup of oatmeal. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to mix this for just a little bit to get everything together while I dice my butter. So it takes 2 sticks of butter, 1/2 pound. I'm going to slice it in thirds this way and in thirds this way. And then I can do my dice. Well, that went the wrong way. Again, never wear black when you're working with flour. And I'm wearing black. Okay, so now I'm dicing. And all of that goodness goes into the mixer. Okay, 1 more stick. Almost done. Okay, and that goes into the mixer. Okay, try not to turn on so fast this time. I'm working backwards. Okay, so we're going to mix that until the butter's incorporated and everything's very crumbly. So it looks like a crumb. And the butter should be cold. Just let it mix for a little bit until you get the right consistency. And we're not quite there yet, but we need to break up the butter a little bit more. It's getting close. Hang in there with me. Okay. Let's check it out. I think we're getting pretty good here. Mix it with my hands a little bit. Of course, the butter is going to melt, make the topping crisp, and it's going to add flavor to the apple crisp. Okay, I still want a little bit longer here. This is really good, and you can eat it with ice cream or without. I prefer it without. My husband prefers it with. Okay, I think we're good enough here. Okay, I'm just going to use my hands to sprinkle it over the topping. This is a really easy way to do this. I mean, if you want to make apple pie crust, that's great too. If you want to make pie crust or if you want to buy it. But this crisp is something different, and I just love the flavor of all the spices in it. And the oatmeal gives it that little extra crunch. Okay. I guess I got it a little full, but I don't care. That's all right. If you've got a 9x13 or 9x14 pan, you can certainly put it in there. I just, had to do something different here. It'll be great. And I think I've got enough topping on there. There's a little bit left in the pan, but that's okay. Just kind of clean off my edges a little bit. And I'm going to bake this at 350, and I'll be back in just a moment. By the way, this bakes for an hour at 350. Hi. Okay, here we are with the apple crisp out of the oven. Pull that back a little bit so you can see. It's nice and bubbly. It's golden brown on the top. Let's pull a little of this up. Look at all that gorgeous apples in there. This is fabulous. It's delicious and it's easy. I hope you try it. See you soon.